Hello, hello. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I want to welcome all of you on our show today, where we discuss politics of the day and what is happening. Um, and I know that we shall proceed well. I'm trying to organize some few things here. So, can you invite somebody? Invite somebody, tell someone to come and join us. Um, There is something I want our technical teams to deal with here so that everything will be beautiful. So welcome somebody, invite somebody, and I know we shall proceed well. Thank you so much. I can see our guests are joining, and I'm requesting our technician if you can hear me where you are. You check that StreamYard icon that is coming on the screen. You remove it for us because it has failed to go away. It has failed. Felix, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Thank you
I'm
so
here.
much.
I'm here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm waiting also for the other guests. Today, you don't want to come on the screen. You don't want us to see you. Felix, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good, good, good. I can also hear you clearly. So today, as we await for the other guests, we shall be discussing about what has been happening. So we are proceeding with our topic, the state of the nation, and we shall be talking about what has been happening in Kenya, especially on the issue of the stoning of the deputy president at Kondele and how the leaders responded to that. So, Mr. Felix, you can introduce yourself before we begin the show. And thank you so much, those who are joining. I can see so many people are joining. God bless you and God do you good. And that will be our debate today. So, Felix, you are
Yeah,
most welcome.
thank you once again for this wonderful evening. Here in Nairobi, it's already evening. I don't know what time it is
Mhm.
wherever other viewers are, but greetings wherever you are, guys.
Yes,
It's a wonderful topic that we have on table today:
yes.
the stoning of the second in command of the
Mhm.
Republic of Kenya.
Mhm.
It's very unfortunate that up to now, for me, I think little has been done
Yes.
on what happened to the deputy president last week in Kisumu,
Mhm.
Kondele to be specific.
Mhm.
We know that we are going to a very critical times that we Kenyans are going to be uh,
Yes.
traversing all over the country, interacting with different people
Mhm.
from different cultures, from different tribes,
Yes.
in search of a president.
Mhm.
A president is not a village leader, a president is not a regional leader, a president is a president of the Republic of Kenya.
Sure.
And we have freedom to move from north to south, from west to east, interacting, selling our manifestos to all Kenyans so that they may make informed decisions. whenever a certain region becomes risky for some candidates, then we start doubting the credibility of the elections. So I would be on front line requesting our government, especially the arms of government that are supposed to be non-partisan in this election, to ensure that security is given to all presidential candidates, regardless of their strength on the ground, regardless of whatever manifesto they may be selling, and irrespective of where they come from, they are supposed to be protected wherever they are searching for votes in all parts of the country.
Yes. We also have Vincent. Vincent, can you hear me? Good.
Yes, I can hear you.
Clearly. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us where you are. Tell us who you are, and we're gonna proceed from there.
This is Vincent Waweru,
Yes.
MC aspirant from Morindat World in Nakuru County.
Thank you so much. And you are welcome again. We had you on Sunday, and the debate was fire. Felix, we had missed you so much also. I want us to talk about the stoning of the deputy president that happened at Kodere. And I have also put the link on the comment side. I want anybody who want to join us, you can join us, just follow the link and it will bring you on the screen. We also have another guest. Can you please introduce yourself, sir? PR. Yes, can you hear me? Yeah, thank you so much. Felix, did you tell people you are a contestant?
Sorry, I'm Felix Wambua.
Yes.
From Machakos County, running for Wamonyo Yadhui Ward, member of County Assembly. That is MCA. Yeah, and it's a pleasure to join other Kenyans and different people from different walks of life who wish well for this country. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Yeah, we have heard people saying that there has been a lot of hypotheses of what happened to the deputy president. Some people are saying that maybe the stoning or the chaos that happened, maybe it was organized by the deputy president team to seek for sympathy or for political gain. There are others who said that this one was planned by the ODM party. I want us to discuss in length, and that is why I am inviting anybody who can hear us to join the link, to make your comment, and we shall read your comments because we are talking of the second in command in the nation of Kenya. So when you see people stoning the deputy president, it is a very serious thing. We also scrutinize the responses of various leaders. I heard the former prime minister saying, no, I cannot do that. I cannot organize such a thing because the deputy president is just a small thing compared to me. We will also be trying to see if the deputy president is just a small thing. I just want to hear your comments on that. So I want everybody to come here. We talk about what happened last week. Actually, it is this week on the deputy president. So, Mr. Felix, you can go ahead and tell us what you think about that scenario and how you see it. And if you think it was organized by the deputy president or by the prime minister or by who organized that, because this one was organized maybe to a larger extent. What do you think about that, Mr. Felix? Felix, is your time? Okay, Vincent, you can go ahead. Felix, I can't hear you. Unmute your mic. Vincent, you can make your submission.
Okay, okay. Okay, now, Han, before we start on the issue of the vice president,
Yes, please.
I want to take you back to when the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga visited Thika.
Yes.
You can recall that there were also chaos. He was also stoned.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to take you
When was
back.
that?
That
Thika?
was back in 2007, if I'm not wrong. That
Oh,
was back in 2007.
okay. Mm-hmm.
I also want to take you very back.
Mm-hmm.
When Kenyatta visited Kisumu,
Mm-hmm.
you can remember some eggs were thrown at him.
Yes.
I also want to take you back.
I can't remember because I don't think I was born by then.
But the history is there. The
I just
history is
I,
there.
I just hear
History
the
is there.
history. Yes.
Yeah, the history is there, and we have been reading it. I also want to
Mm-hmm.
remind you of another presidential aspirant, that is Jim Wanjigi.
Yes.
He was also stoned.
Mm-hmm.
And now the current deputy vice president has been stoned
Yes.
by what was called the Kondele Defense Forces.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not a new thing, and
Yes.
it is something that is expected more so when you're visiting
Mm-hmm.
where your opponent has the highest or the majority supporters.
Mm-hmm.
We are just assuming, or this is an assumption, it is not 100% correct, it's an assumption that Kisumu is an area where Raila Odinga is expected to have the most support. And so we don't expect the deputy vice president to be received the same way he will be received in Eldoret. This is the politics we have in Kenya. And there are a few issues that came up when the deputy president was stoned. There are a few issues that came up, and there are a number of people who are trying
Yes.
to give us the reason as to why the deputy president was stoned.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons that was given was that there was money that was supposed to be given to the youths,
Yes.
and this money, as it appears, it was not enough,
Mm-hmm.
and so there were chaos from some of the people trying to ask their share. And this is what you are saying: if they are going dishing out money to these jobless youth, it is expected people are going to fight. It
Mm-hmm.
just goes to show the state of our nation. It goes to show how idle and how how people are jobless. And these
Yes.
are things that are expected in a country where majority of the youth do not have jobs. So
And
this,
Vincent, before you proceed with your submission, there is a
yes.
statement you have made that maybe it was an aspect of money. Maybe one group was given money, and or the money was not enough. Uh,
Mhm.
but if if that was the case, I think uh, then it would be the teams fighting, but not the deputy president being stoned. Because as far as I am concerned, or from the videos that I saw, the stones were being directed to the deputy president. If
Yes.
I have given you money as maybe teams and you're not satisfied, those people were
Mhm.
supposed to fight amongst themselves. But I saw people fighting the convoy of the deputy president. What do you think about that?
Um, I think it shows I think it gives us a clear picture of what we expect.
Mm-hmm.
It we expect that the deputy president is not going to have it easy.
Mm-hmm.
The sentiments in Kisumu are clear.
Mm-hmm.
We are not in support of you, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't want you here. The
Yes.
sentiments are very clear,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they're stoning. They don't want him here. I also want you to look at before the deputy president visited Kisumu.
Yes.
I want to take you back to
Mm-hmm.
maybe one day before that.
Mm-hmm.
Raila Odinga was in Nyandarua.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Raila Odinga has visited Nyandarua, which
Yes.
is a section in Rift Valley, and the deputy president then
Mm-hmm.
changed tactics and went to Kisumu.
Yes.
Uh, I think the sentiments are a bit different, and people will receive this as the deputy president trying to show Raila Odinga that if you visit a Rift Valley, I can also visit Kisumu. You see?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so the way this was received by people, it's very different. And let me
But
tell you,
Vincent, I saw also the deputy president having successful meetings at Nyanza, very successful
yeah,
meetings,
there was
except
success.
with that.
There was
Mhm.
apart from Kondele, the others were okay. We didn't see any chaos. There were no fightings, and he was received well. Uh, what happened in Kondele is still something very unclear. We can't 100% say this is what happened and this is what was caused the chaos in Kondele. We can't really say 100% with surety as the reason why the deputy president was stoned. But it just shows
But
that, but this is
Vincent,
expected as a political leader. It's not that 100% of the people are going to support you. We expect a number of people from Kondele to not support the deputy president, and maybe they were angry with him. We don't know.
yes.
We can
Mhm.
just
Mhm. Uh, yeah, Vincent, we cannot hear you now. Mr. Felix, can you go ahead with your submission as Vincent is setting his mic? You have heard Vincent saying maybe these people were sending a message that we don't want the deputy president in our region. And I'm saying, but also this could have been organized by the leaders. Maybe the people are okay with the deputy president, but the leaders feel uncomfortable that this guy, whom they perceive as an outsider, is coming to our region. Mr. Felix, what do you have to say about that? Unmute your
About
mic.
that,
Mhm.
I would say this time and age, I don't think that there is any serious political leader who is eyeing for a national office, that is the presidency, is supposed
Yes,
to be maybe organizing such petty political scenarios that have been of the past. I
yes.
don't think that there is anyone who has time for that. And
Mhm.
that's a strong message that maybe the deputy president should understand it's straight from the people, straight from the voter. And
Mhm.
we shouldn't politic about it. We shouldn't
Yes.
say that Oba Raila or certain
Mhm.
leader did this and that.
Mhm.
Nothing, no one has that time. We have seen
Mhm.
that since this year began, since last year, actually since 2017.
Mhm.
Our vice president in the new constitution is the deputy president, has been busy moving
Mhm.
up and down looking for votes. Maybe
Yes.
people just want to let him know that they are tired of his rhetorics. He has
Mhm.
been out there in the rampage selling
Mhm.
his manifesto since 2017. Does
Mhm.
he think Kenyans are deaf, have not heard about what he's trying to say, the message he's selling to them? I
Mhm.
think people are just tired of him moving up and down, dishing
Mhm.
out money, and
Mhm.
now the government needs to control his movements. Whenever he's not needed, wherever he is not needed, maybe we have the intelligence that always advises him and other
Yes.
people that are moving out.
Mhm.
We saw that intelligence had informed his comfort that he should not visit Kondele. So who
Mhm.
was to blame on that? The government is very keen on
Mhm.
his security. The
Mhm.
government is takes his security as something which is very important for this nation. So when he is attacked, when he faces it rough, in the field. He shouldn't blame anyone. Anyway, what I can say is that power is taken. If he has the guts, if he has the name, let him now get into the field and take it. Don't expect it to be easy, to just like a walk in the park. There must be the fight, there must be the struggles, and he should expect the same, because Raila has been in the same for years. We have seen Raila not only being beaten with stones, being tear gassed. We have seen Raila, his convoy being shot at. This was just simple. So we don't want him to hoodwink Kenyans or make Kenyans give him a sympathy vote. We just want it to be a fair game to everyone. We need the referee, we need the government, anyone who is in charge of our elections to ensure that Kenyans conduct a credible elections and Kenyans get a president that they will be proud of, for it's their choice, for it's their vote that shall bring the change that we shall be seeing come August 2022. So for that, we
Mr.
can't say.
Mr. Felix, let me interrupt you just a little bit. We hear the comments, what people are saying. We have Glorified Mama Junior is saying hi. We have Shington saying, from Mawengo National Polytechnic, I am blessed. You are most welcome. You are most welcome, Shington. We need your contribution here. We want to hear your sentiments. We want to know what you think about what happened to the deputy president. And the deputy president is the second in command in our nation. So when he is being stoned, it is something that we should pay attention to. Because we think if the deputy president can be in such an ugly scenario, what about the common members of parliament? What could happen to them? We have also Maginyok saying, I am tuned in. Thank you so much, Maggie. I need your comments. And also, I have put down the link there. Today is an open debate. We shall make it more of an open debate. Anybody who wants to come and join the screen, you are most welcome. We have James Wainaina. James, today we can hear your voice. You can come here. We talk. And James is saying, I am tuned in. As usual, we have Nixon, Nick MP. God bless you, Nixon. And Nixon is watching. And we have Julian Queen. Queen is saying, I am here. And also we have Alice, the politician. And she is saying, hello, political interference is something, or intolerance. Political intolerance is something that we need to revisit. Yeah, that is the feeling of the people who are watching us. Continue putting down your comment as we continue to scrutinize what happened to the deputy president. Mr. Felix, before you proceed, let us hear what Vincent has to say. Vincent.
Yes.
The deputy, the prime minister, the former prime minister, when he was asked about the whole case of the deputy president being stoned, he said that for him, he cannot organize that because the deputy president is just a small person compared to him. So there is no need for him to plan for his stoning. Do you think the deputy president is a small person?
I don't think the deputy president is a small person. It's not. Politically, we cannot ignore him. He's not an ant. He's a lion. And in this jungle, he's taking a team of his own. He wants to lead. So the deputy president is a force. It's someone that we need to know that he can become the president of this country. He is not a small person. Raila Odinga should not. And one of the worst things that you can do in war is to undermine your opponent. And what Raila Odinga is saying is that this person is a small person. He can be shocked. He can be shocked. Let me tell you, the deputy president is not a small person. Dida is also not a small person. Anyone who comes and says, I want to be the president, they are not small people. You cannot undermine him. If you see the deputy president has been there, he is also fighting the current president. This is not a small person. This is someone who has the numbers. This
Mm-hmm.
is someone who has the capability, who has the ability to lead
Mm-hmm.
this country. He's not a small person and he should not be ignored. And the stoning just confirms this is not a small person. Him
Mm-hmm.
being stoned confirms he's not a small person. Have you seen Musalia Modavad being stoned? No. Have you seen Kalonzo Musyoka being stoned? No.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's even interested. Nobody's even talking about them. Those people can
So,
be ignored. Yes,
so why do you think they are not stoning them, but they are
they can
stoning
be
the deputy
ignored.
president?
Him, he cannot be ignored. The others can be ignored. This is a two-horse race.
And also, Mr. Vincent, I have heard
Yes.
Felix saying that people are tired and they are telling the deputy president, you have been campaigning for 4 years. We are tired. We
Mhm.
have had you. We have had enough of you. What do you think about that comment?
To some extent, I want to agree. I also want to agree with what some leaders have been saying and what the deputy president, the current rhetoric the deputy president is using, and this is the using the bottom up economic model approach. And
Yes.
in this model, he's targeting the majority. Now, the
Mhm.
majority of the people and the majority of the voters and those people who come out at the borders and the mama boggers. And
Mhm.
if you listen to all his campaign, he has been talking about these people. And
Yes.
to some extent, people think they are tired. Whatever the deputy president is trying to sell, people are tired. They know this is lies. You just want to become the president. Yes. And I think, yes, the majority of people are tired. It's time you give us something different, you know? Give us
So,
something different.
so
Don't lie to us in plain.
formerly we used to have the politics or tribal based politics. And I
Yes.
think the bottom up is a different approach to the politics of Kenya because that means he is basing his politics on issues,
Mm-hmm.
which is unusual to Kenya. I hear now people trying to come up with different economic models or telling the people what their manifesto is and what they should do for them more than our people versus other people.
There is something that we are forgetting, and if the deputy president is really coming with a different model, remember, for you to change the current whatever has been happening, you need policies, you need laws, you need bills. Things have to go through the parliament. People have to sign. They have to
Mhm.
be agreement. It is not that if he's given the presidency today, tomorrow we will have the mama mbogas having money with them. No, these are things that will take time. Things have to go to the parliament. Policies have to be made. Bills have to be passed. You
Yes.
see, these are things that have to happen. You know, so whatever is happening, the deputy president, the majority of the people have not. Let's say that we need to look at the Kenyan community. See watu wengi wamesoma, and this is the reason why it is easy for
Mhm.
people to be lied. Ni rahisi sana kuwadanganya. It's very easy to say. If you look at the way the deputy president anasema hii bottom up, bottom up, bottom up. No, he's not explaining anything beyond bottom up. I
Yes.
wish you could see some of the ministers, some of the people trying to explain what is bottom up. They cannot explain beyond the word. To them, this is just something imekuja bottom up. It's just an English word they are happy to associate with. They don't know what bottom up means. They don't
But
know what.
because I believe right now we are being watched by people internationally, and
Yes,
you are also an intellectual, and we are on the intellectuals political hot seat. What is
yes.
your understanding of bottom up, if you may try to define on your own words?
In my own understanding, and I'll give it I'll give it another name. It's called community wealth building,
Mhm.
also known as bottom-up economic model. It is community wealth building. Now, the current approach, it's called the top-down approach. Top-down economic model. This is where we empower the
Mhm.
corporates And by empowering corporates, like let's take a good example. We have the the KICC, we have the Mumias. You see, by funding these corporates, for example, the Mumias, if we fund this corporate, the company is able to create jobs for people. You see, if now this company is able to create jobs for these people, now we assume that the community is able to, or the people around are able to grow. But this has not worked for Kenya. We have seen what has been happening by the state-owned enterprises.
Yes.
One of them is Mumias. It is failing. Let us look at KPLC making losses. Look at KQ making losses. You see, these are state-owned enterprises, and this is what the government has been funding. Now, Ruto has seen this has been failing as an economic model. Now, introducing an alternative is by having the community building wealth from bottom coming up. This means instead of empowering and funding the corporates, we come back and fund the people upper chini. You see,
Vincent, before
yes,
you proceed, let me just cut you short and we hear what Felix has to say.
thank you.
Felix, I want you to start by telling us about the response of the former Prime Minister, where I feel or I think, or you tell us your view, whether he adulated the Deputy President by saying he's just a small person whom should not bother him much whether he is going to Kondele or any other part of the nation.
You know, politics is a game,
Yes.
and it's centered in our minds. It's a mind game, let me say. So whenever a politician is going to make a statement, obvious he has to make a statement that proves to his followers that he is the boss, he is the man in charge of everything. So now we know after handshake, Raila is not the Raila we knew of opposition. When you say deputy president is a small person, this might be sarcastic and irony in it too. We don't know what Raila knows about the office of president today. We don't know what relationship he has with the president today. We don't know what relationship he has created with, let's say, the armed forces. So to him, he's a small person, but to Kenyans, he might have looked like he's undermining the deputy president. Can you hear me, guys? Hello?
Yes, Felix. Yes, Felix. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Felix.
Yes,
We are listening.
Can you hear me,
we are
guys?
listening.
Yes.
Yes.
So a politician's statement has weight in it. So it's up to the deputy president to get it as an assignment and find out why Raila had the audacity of saying that he's a small person. We don't know what makes someone big in this country. We don't know what makes someone, someone in quotes in this country. So I don't want to judge Raila. I don't want to be on any side, but he has right to address the deputy president as he feels like. As a partner in handshake, we don't know what stake he has in the government. So let's not mind about it. Let's now concentrate on how can we shun politics of violence, how can we condone one another in our politics to ensure that at least we don't witness the same happening to other small people. Let me call them small. Let's say the MCAs, the MPs, the governors. If the same is brought down now to county level, to ward level, you found that this country will turn out to be a war-torn zone. So let's try to preach peace. Let's try to encourage one another to embrace the diversity that comes along with different political affiliations and alignments that we have. Let's not just abuse or hate someone because he's associated with a wheelbarrow or is on Azimio la Umoja or is on the other side of Oka. Let's believe in one country, a country that is ready to listen to one. One thing that we Kenyans should know is that today we are preaching politics of numbers, forgetting that there are some leaders from the minority who have better agendas, better ideas that can propel this country to better levels in the world of economy. Let's not just stick to the word superiority of numbers. Let's see how we can get leaders, and also mix up the old, the young, and even those who have been in the field, and see who can make better leaders. It's like we are sick and only trimmed to believe that we can only get leaders from Ruto, from Raila, from Kalonzo. Let's also see young people coming up and stepping up to pose a challenge to these gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Felix, let us now hear what Vincent has to say. Vincent, do you have something to say on what Felix has just said? Then you proceed with what you were talking about. And Vincent, I also have a question for you before you begin. You said
Yes.
bottom up is primarily empowering people from the grassroots, not necessarily funding the parastatals or the corporates. Does it mean that if the deputy president becomes the president, they're going to stop funding the parastatals or the corporates, or how do you think it should be done?
Now, on that issue, we are not we are not yet to know about that. So if he becomes the president, that's when we are going to know what will happen to these parastatals, and will this bottom up be implemented. Remember, this is politics.
Yes.
And this is their office. Hii ni kazi. The deputy president has been kwa hii kazi since 1997. He has experience in this politics. Hii ni kazi yake. Kuuza kuku ni side hustle. You see? So we don't know whatever he's selling, as if it is true, ama ni uongo, ama is just to give us something, to give him votes. We are not yet, we don't know. So if this bottom up is implemented, I don't know. We should look at other countries which have implemented
Mr. Vincent,
the same. Yes.
I believe bottom up is not a new thing in this country.
Yes.
And whatever ideology deputy president is coming up, it's something that was to come with the devolution, which was in the 2010 constitution. Remember, we voted for 2010 constitution so that we may have the counties, we may have the wards, we may have the sub-counties. And that's how the wealth was to be distributed in this country. Now, when you come up with a slogan bottom up, yet you are the first person to say no to the 2010 constitution, again you are serving in a government that is working under the same constitution. What are you trying to tell Kenyans? Is the constitution not functioning? Are the arms of the government not ready to implement the 2010 constitution? Yet you are a key player in the government. What are you trying to tell us now who have no say in the government? I think we need to wake up and see things from different angle. Let's not take them as we are being told them by politicians. Let's be wise as Kenyans and ensure that whatever we go for is not just a rhetoric. We have 2010 constitution which explains very well how the economy of this country through devolution. Even some ministries have been devolved. Look at education. Look at water. Those ministries have already been devolved and handed over to the county government, and the county government works right with the MCAs, who are the key people who are in direct contact with Mwananchi. How will bottom up work, for instance, without the 2010 constitution? Are you going to impose the country into another mood of referendum to bring up another constitution?
Mr. Felix, if I may try to maybe comment on that, basing on what I have heard from the deputy president and his team, Bottom up is just like a manifesto of what they give the focus. Every presidential candidate is supposed to have a manifesto of what he will focus more of. Like I heard Moses Wetagura saying he will focus more on the single mothers. I have heard Kalonzo Musyoka also having the manifesto on what you give more priority. It does not mean necessarily mean he's gonna suspend the constitution, but as the constitution and the functions of the constitution continues, there are those things that he will give more focus on. And also, Mr. Felix, I think though we have the devolution, the deputy president is saying, yes, we have been having this devolution now for almost 10 years, but we don't feel the impact on the common mwananchi. So he is saying we're going to have like soft loans whereby the common mwananchi does not have to pay like 10% interest or 6% interest. The government should have like soft loans for the businesses, for the small businesses, so that
what is stopping him from doing it right now, and he's the deputy president of this country?
As the deputy president, his functions has been taken away.
Why is he still earning from taxpayers' money as the deputy president if the function? Okay, what you have elaborated, we know manifestos, they must be in line with our constitution. They must be there to promote and to support the constitution. I get you right, sir.
Yes.
What we need to know to understand better is how are some of these things going to work, yet you never bought the idea of devolution at first. You are not there to support the constitution when people were saying this will be brought straight to local mwananchi. What we need to hear as Kenyans right now, it's not about even the free education. We would first want to see people who are serious to fight corruption, and that's what is killing us. Even if we pay 1 million shillings for school fees, even if we are tired as Kenyans, we have struggled to pay the biggest bills in Africa. The cost of living is so high in Kenya, and we have taken that lightly. We have been calm with it. We have survived with it. Our governments don't just think that Kenyans are happy with it. Yet, if it was in other places, you would see maybe revolutions, uprisings. The taxes are too high. The loans, the same thing. And those are the people who own banks. Those are the people who own the circles and the digital money lending companies. So when they tell us that this is going to be down, this is going to be what, we just see them as people who are just coming to laugh at us, coming to crack jokes in a morning session, in a burial session. So for me, I don't see anything that will come up with bottom-up model.
Now, Mr. Felix, there is something you talked about, but the deputy president opposed. Can you hear me, Felix? Can you hear me, Felix?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, there is something you have said, that the deputy president opposed the 2010 constitution. So there is no way he can implement some of these things he's talking about without the 2010 constitution. Even without supporting the deputy president, I was one of the people who were opposing the 2010 constitution. And I would also agree with the sentiments of the deputy president to a greater extent, because his argument was there are things that we need to iron out before we pass this constitution. And you see, today we are talking of the BBI. BBI is coming to iron out the things that we were supposed to rectify before passing the constitution. And there were so many people who were saying, no, this thing, it has so many things that are borrowed because it was like a copy and paste kind of a document. Some things did not suit our economy. That is why you see today we are trying to rectify things like what we are calling devolution, which was intended to help the common people, but it cannot help the common people because we have increased the labor force without actually knowing that our economy cannot handle all the burden that we added. So I think the deputy president was saying, yes, the document has some things that are good, but also it has some things that should be rectified. Otherwise, it will become a burden to the nation. What do you
Anything
think
made
about
of man must have errors, my brother.
that? But to what
anything, any,
extent?
anything made of man must have errors, and we knew with the 2010 constitutions, with the working parliament, all those few mistakes were going to be ironed out. The same
Now,
thing. We,
mhm,
for now, as we speak, majority are against BBI, but they are
mhm,
supporting Raila. They are supporting the other principles, but
yes.
they are not supporting the deputy president who has been against BBI all through. So they let
Mhm,
them not use BBI as a parameter or as a tool to tell
mhm,
who is going to be the next president. No, no, no,
mhm,
no, not at all.
mhm,
BBI has so many weaknesses that Kenyans do not want it passed, but they
mhm,
are supporting the ideologies of Hawker. They are supporting Jubilee government fully, and they are against the wheelbarrow Tangatanga movement. Not because BBI or Tangatanga is against BBI. So
yes.
as we move on, we have learned to balance issues. We know when to love who and when to seize to stop our relationship with who. We cannot move along when you are leading us to the wrong direction. When
Mhm,
Raila tried it, Kenyans pulled back. And
mhm,
now for him to get back to Kenyans, he had to come up with Azimio la Umoja
mhm,
and the 5 U's: umoja, undugu, ukuzaji, yeah, such
yes.
things. So we know when to stop,
Mhm,
when
mhm,
to continue. We are
yes.
not going to be blind for long. We are not going to be used for long. We
Mhm,
know with time, nature will also command those guys to get out of the stage and bringing new players who are going to lead maybe this country to better
mhm,
economic times, to better times when we will not have this unemployment, high levels of joblessness, when we are not going to see scandals from morning to
mhm,
evening. Money is being lost. The president
yes.
lamented the other day 2 billion is being lost every day. So those are the things that we need them ironed out. We don't need BBI, we don't need anything. We just need a Kenya free from corruption for now, and we know with even the current constitution, things can work out for a better Kenya.
Now, Felix, before we go to Vincent, there is maybe something I would like to hear what you have to say about it. Um, you have said the mistakes that were in the 2010 Constitution were small mistakes. And you see how the country is struggling today. We almost borrow the money to pay our workers, the government employees, because we borrowed almost everything as if the people who were drafting the constitution had no brain to think on themselves. For instance, Mr. Felix, can we say that Kenya needed 47 senators, 47 women representatives? Not, I don't even think there are 47. In every county, we have a women rep. We have members of parliament. We have increased the county assemblies. Was it very hard for them to see this is a heavy burden? A nation like the United States, which has almost 350 million people, they have around 50 governors. Kenya with 40, 40,
I
40
don't I
something,
don't
45,
deny it, we are overrepresented.
we are
I don't
overrepresented.
deny it, we are overrepresented. And
Mhm,
being overrepresented means a burden to taxpayers.
mhm.
Those are the things that maybe with review of them, we can have review
Yes.
of them as per, and also being put as a referendum to bring back the normal 8 regions we had, to make them the counties.
That was
We are living in a country
exactly.
that
Mhm,
everyone is in need of being in power. I
mhm.
think that's why everyone was happy when we said we are going to have 47 governors, implying that some of those old leaders who are in the Moi government, who are in
Mhm,
Kibaki government, first term of Kibaki,
mhm.
were going now to become the MPs, were going to become the governor. It was like a political reward to them without taking
And
care of Wananchi.
Yes, let us go to Vincent. Mr. Felix, now we hear what Vincent has to say. Vincent, I don't know what you think about the 2010 Constitution, and if you think you feel the Deputy President will continue to implement the Constitution because he used to oppose it. What do you think about that, Vincent? And also, you give your submission, whatever you have in mind.
Uh, Allow me to take you back to when we had the last election, when we had the
Yes.
Ruto.
Mm-hmm.
I want to remind you that the same people promised to build stadiums. You can remember.
Yes.
We were told our children are going to have laptops,
Mm-hmm.
all of them. Has that ever happened? No. Do we have the modern stadiums? We have even been banned by FIFA football.
Yes.
Now
Mm-hmm.
look at this thing.
1 million jobs every year. You remember that?
We have
Mm-hmm.
been promised, jobs have been promised to Kenyans. I'm also thinking everything that these guys are promising us are just stories. This is something that they want to use to get to power. It is because of what we have allowed the politics of this country to head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it pains me what to kuitwa hustlers. You need to Google the meaning of the word hustler and
Mm-hmm.
it will shock you. It pains me that some people have also registered another party wanajita the stragglers.
Mm-hmm.
It pains me when people wanakuja na magari kubwa kubwa wanawaita stragglers. People wana matumbo kubwa kubwa calling other people stragglers, wanasema sisi ni kama nyinyi. It
Yes.
pains me that we have leaders who do not want us to move globally,
Yes.
who do not want us to compete with other countries. It pains me that we have leaders who will still, instead of having us to grow this country. I was giving you a very good example of the current world where I'm from. I was
Yes.
telling you we don't have factories that can employ youths. I was
Yes.
telling someone that if you walk around the sub location,
Mm-hmm.
you can even see for yourself, there is no money moving around this place. People are jobless. Hakuna pesa, there is nothing happening. Leaders will come, wanasema tutatengeneza hizi barabara, we'll do this, tutatengeneza hospitali, but there is no money, there is nothing happening, there is no
Mm-hmm.
hakuna. Let me tell you, there is no college. We have one polytechnic yenye haina anything. This is the state of our nation. Trust me, you. Sahi, there is a school somewhere yenye haina viti.
Yes.
I'll tell you that for free. There is a school somewhere where you find standard 4 and 3 wanatumia class moja. That is
Mm-hmm.
the Kenya we have. You
Yes.
see? It is
Now,
because of the
Vincent,
leadership we have allowed in
Vincent,
this country. Yes?
Vincent, before you proceed, let me just read some of the comments here from
Sure.
the viewers. Then we proceed. And I'll be asking you a question. Think more about the hustler phrase that you have just, the comment you have just made, because there are some few things I would like us to agree on. So keep on thinking about that before I come back. Um, Julian Queen is saying there is a big error that we cannot withstand. Yes, there were many mistakes in the 2010 Constitution. And those mistakes, just as I said, and I have been saying from the time they were campaigning for it up to now, is that those errors were supposed to be rectified before the Constitution was passed, because they were open. Anybody who is a critical thinker could see that this will be a heavy burden to the nation of Kenya. And also, she is saying a great discussion there. Yeah, I have intellectuals. These are intellectuals. That is why we call it the political intellectuals, the intellectuals hot seat. And I want to make the seat be very hot for them. George Burishe is saying there should be change in government. I agree with you. I agree with you, but you can give more elaboration on what you mean by change in government. We have Julian is saying laptops failed at arrival. Many empty promises. Politicians are liars. They promise what they can't deliver. True, that is the truth. I know one school with no desks. That is Julian Quinn. Thank you so much, Julian, for being very active today and others. So I have put the link there on the comment side, my viewers. Feel free to come on the studio. You can either come, we see you. You can also mute your camera and we don't have to see you. But we want to know what you have in mind. Now back to you, Vincent. Then we shall go back to Felix. You have said that you don't agree with people being called hustlers, basing on what you understand or the meaning of hustler. Can you tell us more about that? What is wrong with that?
It is wrong because a hustler is someone who is willing to do anything to get money. This is someone who is willing to broke you anything, who is willing to do anything to get money. A hustler sio mtu mzuri. If you read the dictionary meaning of the word hustler, it does not align with what we should be calling Kenyans. You see, it does not align with what we should be calling people who have gone to university na wamesoma. It does not align with what we should be calling the CEOs of companies that we want to push this country. It does not align kabisa. It pains me that watu wanaweza itikia kudanganywa, kuitwa stragglers. It is bad. And it
so Vincent,
yes,
because we are, I want to challenge. I want to challenge you.
yes.
A hustler and struggler, do you think they are the same?
No, they are not the same.
Why are you using them concurrently?
Because there is another party when you wanajita the stragglers.
Now, but you have said hustler, according to the dictionary interpretation or the meaning, it shows somebody who is willing to do anything to get money.
Yes.
But Vincent, because now we are in the intellectuals hot seat, don't you think the same word can have different meanings? Or even if not having different meaning, we can use the same word to mean different things based on the context under which a word is being used.
From the dictionary, it says a person adept at aggressive selling or illicit dealing. Illicit dealing. This is a person who is not engaging in legal business. Illicit dealing.
And still on the meaning, we say that a hustler is an aggressively enterprising person. If you are doing your business aggressively, and I believe that is the context under which the deputy president is using the word hustler. And also I believe the context is that because we have agreed, we have to be on the same page. Okay, Felix is back. I want us to agree here. To some extent, I agree with the sentiments of the deputy president. That is why today I feel like both of you are on the same side. Now allow me to be on the other side to make the debate interesting.
Okay.
Allow me to take side a little bit. The deputy president context of a hustler is, it means two things. One, somebody who came from a poor background, or somebody who even went to school without shoes, without pullover, not because they enjoy to be in that state, but because their parents could not afford. Somebody who never found anything in their account. That person did not inherit any money. You were just born and you started suffering. But you worked very hard And along the way, God blessed you and you became somebody. And that
Why
person,
don't we?
wait, just a little bit. That
Okay.
person is qualified to be a hustler. For example, I know you know me very well. I have also gone to school without shoes. There was a time I was sharing a pullover with my brother because my mother could only bought one pullover and said, "You'll be exchanging." Not because we enjoyed doing it, but it's because she could not afford money to buy two of them. Now, but I have worked, or by the grace of God, I am where I am today. I don't feel bad if somebody says I'm a hustler. I have struggled a lot. I have done so many things just to try and make ends meet. And also, there is the meaning of a hustler, somebody who is working very hard. And also, we have also the dictionary meaning of somebody who is working aggressively in doing his business. What do you think about that?
Okay.
If we don't have to give a blind eye, we don't have to give a blind eye to what people are saying,
Yes.
because politicians are, to a larger extent, they are hypocritical. They don't want to tell people what the other person was meaning. Like what Junet Muhammad said, people were trying to give a bright eye that totally they don't know what he meant. And that is how the politicians operate. But here I want us to try and operate on facts. Mr. Chapesa is trying to join. Mr. Chapesa, check your device, the connection, and then I'll put you on the studio. I can see you are there, but the system is saying device not connected. So before you answer, let us hear what Felix has to say about the hustler and the meaning and the context under which is being used.
Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, I'm saying that hustler, its meaning, there are so many meanings for hustler. They are just like we have some Swahili words with more than one meaning.
Yes.
You know, whenever I'm trying to maybe define a friend or an opponent, we said politics is a mind game. I will always give you the negative or the bad meaning of whatever I want you to get, the information I want you to get. We know maybe the deputy president had a good intention of using the word hustler, or he was aligning, trying to associate with those who are struggling in their businesses. Any slogan you choose as a businessman, you are like any slogan you use as a politician, you are like a businessman. You must choose a word that will catch the masses, a statement that will pull audience. Whenever you want to be associated with a certain group of people.
Yes.
We know the majority in Kenya are those who are struggling to put bread or any meal on the table.
So they are qualified to be called hustlers.
Yes, they are qualified to be called hustlers, but not to be promised to live another 5 years of hustling.
Yes.
He wants them to dwell on pushing the wheelbarrows, pushing the hand carts.
Are you serious? Are you genuinely serious? That is what he means, and that is what he wants.
Sincerely speaking, if deputy presidency is genuine, now let him go to, let's say, Muthurwa market and pick a lady from there, Mama Mboga, to become his running mate. That's when we will know he's serious. And let him go in a market in Kirinyaga, get a boda boda rider. We have boda boda riders who are so educated. They have degrees. They have even masters. Why do you want them to ride forever? Why do you promise them a safe life in riding? Why do you promise Mama Mboga good life in that kibanda? You want them to be comfortable in their hustling zones. That's what maybe.
But Felix, we have already seen an example of what the deputy president means when it comes to empowering the ordinary people.
Don't call it empowering. Don't call it empowering. because you cannot empower people by giving them money. That money is being shared, and tomorrow you cannot see any project running. Deputy President has been giving out handouts since 2017, 10 million, 5 million, 2 million. Show me any project that has changed people's lives today.
Now, before I come to,
Let's move by facts and tell
yes,
and showing success stories from what
now
he has been doing.
now I want to give you the facts. You
Yes.
know of the member of parliament of Kiaba.
Yes.
Before he was doing the business of selling the intestines from
Uh-huh.
the animals, and without money to bring into his campaign, the deputy president and the team campaigned for him, for that ordinary man, and today he's
Do
a
you
member
know
of
how
parliament.
lucrative that business is? Don't just say selling intestine or offals, whatever you say. Beef or meat industry has millions of money, my friend. Our boys, they are dirty in the market, buying cows, buying goats, slaughtering them, and with their pickups bring them to Bama. No ordinary Kenyan can afford to buy a ticket or to pay for the requirements with the IBC if you don't have money.
But Felix, somebody who does not even own a car, somebody who is just struggling, walking, maybe riding a bicycle, is that
Yes.
person not a hustler?
Talk
And
of one
today,
one case out of millions. We said that deputy.
yes, but you see, we have to look at it in this perspective. This person has not yet attained the government, although he is the deputy president. There are so many things he cannot do. Already we know to a larger extent, apart from the functions that are stipulated in the constitution that he should undertake, there is nothing else he can do because they don't have good blood with the president. I have heard, and today I requested you allow me be on his side so that we balance the debate. I have heard you people talking of the things that have not been fulfilled. For instance, like the stadium. When the deputy president was saying this, when they were campaigning with the president, maybe in his mind was of the view that the way they operated with the president for the last 5 years, he thought it would continue the same. But the relationship between the deputy president and the president was cut after the new marriage. With
No. Mr.
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
those promises were made during their first term at Kasarani, remember very well.
But do we have some of them fulfilled?
So we have some schools in your region with laptops.
They had
How
tried.
many stadiums do we know that are already in existence?
I have seen the Kirinyaga Stadium. Very beautiful, international standards.
No. That is not a stadium.
What is it?
That is a field. That is a field.
Are you sure?
It is a field with the name stadium.
Have you gone there, Vincent?
I have been there. That is a field with the name stadium.
Saw it. No, Vincent, I saw it on the television. And
it is not up to standard.
During Mashujaa Day.
Yes, during Mashujaa Day.
Okay, we might have Kirinyaga Stadium, we might have Machakos Stadium, whatever you call them. But up to today, this country has no fields or stadiums that are FIFA standard. Why is it that Kenya is not hosting some games?
Huh? I'm not so much into the game. Let me welcome somebody here by the name Kip. At least maybe Kip will help us. Kip, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. We are in the hot seat, intellectuals hot seat. And I thank you so much because you have come. Maybe you will help us here. We have deviated from the topic of the stoning of the deputy president and the comments of the leaders, but it's fine. We can allow the debate take its course. So, Kip, what do you have to say about the promises that the government and the deputy president had made like the stadium and so many other things like laptop, but they never fulfilled. Introduce yourself, then we hear your comment.
Well,
And
my
tell us
name is
where
Kip.
you are.
Yeah, my name is Kip Kendagor. I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Yes.
And yeah, that's a good question. And usually politicians will say whatever it takes to get your vote.
Yes.
And some of the things that they say are exaggerations.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they actually mean it, but
Mm-hmm.
when the time of governing comes, that's when
Yes.
the reality sinks in.
Mm-hmm.
And because I remember at that time they were not yet, in government. They were cabinet ministers,
Yes.
but really they were not in charge of the country. The president is usually the one who's in charge.
Yes.
So, but when you get in that power, you realize that there are so many more pressing needs that whatever you said in the campaign trail
Yes.
actually don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
For example, our country, Kenya, we have so many challenges that
Mm-hmm.
actually, when you look at the idea of giving kids laptops,
Yes.
from primary school,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make any sense because uh, if you travel all over Kenya, you realize that there are schools that even don't have classrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot start with laptops
Mm-hmm.
if students are still studying outside
Mm-hmm.
or under a tree.
Yes.
And the other thing is, you realize that a lot of our people are
Mm-hmm.
living below poverty line.
Yes.
So the country doesn't have enough money because, I mean, for a country to have enough money, people have to be educated and they have to have jobs, and you get all the resources.
Yes.
So you can tax these people and use that money to develop
Mm-hmm.
and provide for all the things that you want to promise. You think that they are, but in our country, most of the
Mm-hmm.
people are poor, so we
Yes.
don't have enough resources to do what they were say
Mm-hmm.
they are saying they were going to do. So
Yes.
in short, really, campaign promises are just campaign promises.
Wow.
Uh, and
And,
and
keep before you proceed, I would like you to know that you are free even to come live so that we can see you. Maybe the other guests are in darkness, you know.
okay,
You are free to come right
give me a
on the.
second. Okay, give me a
That's
second.
fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Mr. Chapesa, I believe you can hear me wherever you are. You can come back on the screen, Mr. Chapesa, and we proceed. I could see you trying to join. So, Mr. Chapesa, you are free. You can join again. You can try again, and you come on the debate. Vincent, say something. Can you finish your submission on that issue of the promises and fulfilled promises?
Give me a second. I need to get my
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
headsets.
I'm gonna put you
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
background. Then when you come back, I'll
Okay.
put you back. That's fine. That's fine. Vincent,
Yes.
you were saying something about the government that did not fulfill its promises. And before you talk, before you proceed, just to defend a little bit the deputy president, because we say mugara muwe na haki umpe. The deputy president gave an explanation of why they did not deliver the laptops, just like Kip was trying to explain that maybe they were over ambitious. For instance, they said they just realized for them to offer laptops, they must ensure, they were supposed to ensure that all schools have electricity. And there are schools that are very far from the electrical lines. So they could not give some schools and neglect others. That would be kind of discrimination. So they said there are things that were supposed to be done first before the laptops. And to me, they had the will because we have seen so many people being connected to electricity, more than it has ever happened in Kenya since independence. So I think they had the will, they had the desire to do it, but the reality hit them that we cannot do this. First of all, we have to build schools for all the students because there are some places without schools. There are some places without electricity. We have to connect all the regions with electricity. Then we provide the laptops. Vincent,
Was this
proceed.
communicated?
Mr.
Yes,
Jeff and Vincent, I think it's good for politicians, all our leaders, to be honest with whatever statement they go to public to make.
Mhm.
Before you come up with your manifesto, you must have done your research, you must have done your survey, you must come to now tell things that will come to happen. It's like you're making people to project the future, how I'm going to make your tomorrow to look like. When you promise heaven on earth, then now you don't deserve our votes. You don't deserve to be our leader. We need people who will always tell us the truth, because up to today, many Kenyans have lost trust with the kind of lies we have heard from our leaders straight on the national TV without even blinking. So fluent and articulate on lies. That's wrong. We need to come up with things that you better promise people. Say something like water, which has been a problem to my people in the Ukambani area. Things that are achievable. You can't promise me a laptop, yet my kids, I'm not even showering. Or even the kids themselves, we are so poor, we don't have enough security or anywhere to keep that laptop in our homes. So I think we need to get our priorities right before going and coming up with a manifesto. I just want to comment on that. Sorry for cutting you short,
Yes,
Mr. Vincent.
yeah, that's fine. Let's Vincent proceed.
I think one of the problems that is ailing this country of ours is how we punish the corruption in this country. People are not afraid of anything. People are not afraid to steal. People are not afraid to lie. People can tell you anything just to get to power, because they know when they get to power, it is easier to steal and to pull strings, because there is nothing that you are going to do. Hakuna kitu utafanya. If we steal 2 billion from NYS, you will do nothing. There is nothing you will do if we deliver air to you, the government. There is nothing that you will do. These people know hakuna kitu mtawafanyia. How we punish corruption should change. This country, apana, we need to have strict, laws and rules that govern the country. People are not afraid to steal. Yes.
Just just a comment. In Kenya today, we don't even know whether there is corruption or not, because the corruption cases are never executed to the edge. We haven't seen people being prosecuted, serious prosecution. So we just hear there is corruption. We hear people are stealing money. Yes, please.
You see, now the problem we have is that even school-going kids don't see the importance of education. Why? Tomorrow I'll drop out in class 5.
Yes.
Join Makanga industry at the age of 18. I befriend one of MPs. I get money. I campaign. I go to parliament. Now I also get my opportunity to eat, to steal. So we don't see success is no longer associated with good performance in education. Success is no longer associated with good morals and good virtues that we want now to at least do what Vincent is saying. Start seeing people being punished. Whenever you realize that, I've been going through the history of Austria. The guy is in the verge of even resigning because of being associated, not even associated, but suspected of a corrupt case. But here in Kenya,
Felix,
we praise the.
Before you proceed, Felix, you have just joined politics, and and maybe you're gonna agree with me, or maybe you will witness in the course of your politics that also corruption can be used as a political tool. And that is why we say the only place or the only people who should tell us if somebody is corrupt or not is the courts of law. Because we say that we should not only be fair, If I am your opponent, because I have ever been a politician, if I am your opponent, Mr. Felix, I can cook a case against you and say you have stolen, and you have no way of proving you have not. I have
It's
just
true.
accepted.
I agree with
Would
you.
you
I
like
agree
would
with you
you
on
like
that.
people to persecute you on that basis of speculation or hearsay?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Mr. Jeff. But what I'm saying today is that
Yes.
it's obvious. Some people have been associated, and we wonder
Mm-hmm.
why is so and so publicly
Yes.
shouting that so and so is a thief. Why?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And nothing is happening. Nothing is being done.
Yes.
So it's like uh, it's like a camel laughing at a cow's hump.
Yes.
Unapata ule ako na corruption kidogo ana point ule ako na mingi, ule ako na mingi anaona hata hii yako kidogo ukinisema you will also be in for it. So
Mm-hmm.
we Kenyans, we are suffering. We have become victims of our
Mm-hmm.
leaders. They are playing games. They are playing it on us just to ensure that they win their votes, they win our votes, go there and continue the same cycle. Because in my government you'll find they are going to reconcile. There are no permanent enemies in politics. It's a game that they are playing on us Kenyans. We need to wake up and see how we can bring forth new players in this field, in this,
Mm-hmm.
especially for presidency and governor seats. That's where big fishes are lying. Those who are untouchables. We know we have some people who are untouchable in our country. Eh?
Vincent.
Even if there's we saw what happened to it's in the public realm, the case of the governor for Kirinyaga.
Yes.
We
What
saw
happened?
how things were.
Tell us more.
During the NYS scandal, you saw how things were. We saw how bitter Ruto was with Madam Governor Waiguru. We saw that.
But also, Ruto was not having facts. The only thing they were saying is that money has been stolen, but it was not proved on the court of law.
Up to date, it has never been proved, and we don't know whether it will ever be proved. And Kenyans are still suffering out of the mismanagement of their taxes. So we need at least people, courts that are serious whenever something is mentioned, anyone is associated with corruption should immediately step down, investigation done, charges placed, na maisha inaendelea, but not dwelling on a case for years.
And that's why, Felix, I'm trying to say this. As a nation with a government, first of all, we are supposed to sanitize and try to sanitize our kind of politics. We have made our politics very dirty. Today, Felix, you are very clean and Vincent. But if our politics will not change very soon, your opponents will be talking of scandals that you have never even thought about. But I'm not saying this is the case with what we have had. I don't know. But
what I believe we should stop awarding government jobs, awarding people political failures. We award them jobs. Those who are so lenient to you, you award them jobs. We have seen the appointments. They are so much, let's say, influenced by the big people in the government. When you go to the DPP, when you go to the CJ, we feel that there is some manipulation. There are some people who are putting in the people that will serve their interests and not the interests of Kenyans. We need to see at least some change so that Kenyans can have faith with these institutions.
yes,
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Corruption is as its roots deep in this country, such that even small kids, ndio mtume kwambia nipatie na ya sweet kwanza. Corruption is now in Kenyan blood. You find a kid on the street, go and get me a pen there, anakwambia give me 5 shillings also for my sweet. And believes that you can't do something without any side pay.
Without a compensation.
I was shocked the other day going to town in a public means. The bus stops, then a kid who was going to school shouts, "Conductor, we patio askari yake si tuende tunachelewa shule." You see? Those are our kids in school. Now,
But,
where are we heading to?
Felix, just a minute. Just a minute. There is something I am trying to put into perspective on how things are handled in Kenya. And we are not using Anne Waigoro to mean that she is corrupt or she is not corrupt. We are just using Anne Waigoro just as a case study.
She was linked to a huge scandal, so I'm not saying she's corrupt or not.
No.
I'm just
okay. There is something I want to bring out. Then you make your submission on the same. I'm trying to say that how things are handled in Kenya, in as far as fighting corruption is concerned, is not right at all. Because number one, our politicians are not serious people. They are not honest people that you can believe what they say. Because in law, and I would like us to some extent to base everything we say on the legal basis. In law, we say that one, you should not only be fair, but you should be seen to be fair. And also we say that somebody is presumed innocent until proven guilty by the court of law. So we only heard that there was a scandal in the NYS when Anne Waigoro was there. But she was defending herself and saying, yes, there is a scandal which has happened, but I am innocent unless proven guilty by the court of law. Would it be fair for people to believe she is corrupt, yet the court has never pronounced her corrupt on that matter, Mr. Felix?
We're talking on what is on public realm. I've not said she's corrupt, but the corrupt cases have been associated with her.
But the
even the other day, she was invited by by ESCC for investigations. So there are so many things that have been mentioned on her name that not only her, even today we saw Kalonzo while in Kitengela shouting that on assuming of office, he will make sure that all thieves are arrested. Who are those thieves and why can't they have them arrested now? What changes will come then?
That is the question that we are all asking. Because, Mr. Felix and Vincent, there are cases, corruption cases that happened during Moi's era. After Moi left power, they crossed the files. There are corruption cases that happened during Kibaki time, the golden bag and so many others. After Kibaki left power, they crossed the files. There are so many corruption cases that have happened during Uhuru's time. Uhuru is almost exiting. Very soon they are gonna close all the files. The Sonko, the Waitito Babayao, and all those cases. So that is the problem of our nation. They are waiting for this government to go, and it goes with all the money that was stolen. Vincent, proceed.
Allow me to just categorize that. There are two people of thieves we are talking here. There is the political thief and there is the ordinary thief. Now, the ordinary thief will steal your money and some of the things that you own. But the political thief comes to steal the future of our children. He comes to steal our health. He comes to steal education. And this should be condemned. It should be punished. According to a research study done by PwC in Kenya, it was discovered that in Kenya the crimes that have been committed are associated with procurement. And if we go back to NYS, everything has been associated with procurement. There were cases of people delivering air to NYS. It is there. If you look at the recent case of KEMSA, there were issues of people wanasema we are delivering the kits of COVID-19. They were not delivered. These are things that are there. It is there. It is happening. And these courts of ours saying that ndio tunongojea that they can determine whether people are corrupt or not, they are also compromised. You remember time of there was a case between Kidero and I think it was between Kidero and Sonko. And Kidero, it was there. The evidence was there. I don't know how much was it, 200 million
We,
that was given out so that the case could be ruled in his favor. Our
I
courts are also
remember.
compromised. These are things
Mhm.
which are there. People know. Even the president know. It is known. It is there. We know.
So, Vincent,
Last time,
because I see our
last
country.
time kwa
Mhm.
serikali, that was the president comment. Na
Mhm.
hawawezi, meaning the president knows they are thieves, but hata yeye he is
Mhm.
also compromised. Yeye ako na kesi yake upon papers. I don't know
So,
how much was it, 3 trillion that was found imewekwa
before
kwa offshore account.
before we
Huh?
go to pen paper, Vincent, out of your comment, I see a nation in a very awkward position or in a very awkward situation,
Exactly.
whereby people don't have where to run to, because we are supposed to get solace when we are aggrieved by the politicians. We are supposed to get help from the courts of law. But you have said the judges are also highly compromised. They are bribed. The institutions that are also supposed to investigate corruption are also compromised. What do you think we should do as a nation?
I think this country needs one sober dictator. That is what we need. We need one person, one sober dictator who does not have any self-interest, but put the interest of the people ahead. We need someone who doesn't have any self-interest and
Yes.
someone who is learned. Let me tell you, if Kibaki could deliver free education, free
Mhm.
primary school education,
Mhm.
nothing is impossible. It can be done. I want to take you back to a debate that was held where Jim Wanjigi was talking, and he was saying he was the mastermind of SGR and stuff. And he was saying this thing was done at a 35 billion, and he don't know what happened. I don't know, 65 billion. It was inflated because some people needed money. This
Yes,
we need
Vincent,
one
Vincent,
person.
Vincent, there is something I have underlined in my mind you have mentioned, which is very serious.
Yes,
In the 21st century, do you think we need a sober dictator in Kenya? Do you really believe that?
yes, we need someone who
Do we
is
have a
fear.
dictator who is sober?
I
I
don't know.
think the democracy is being abused. So Waweru is right.
Are you serious, Felix? Because unless we suspend the constitution and now we say there is no rule of law, the constitution that we have will not allow anyone to become a dictator. Then I
It's
think
just
it's a good thing.
we have constitutions for formality. If corruption is thriving in the same constitution
Yes.
that condemns it, why do you think it can't also thrive? Why don't
Uh,
you think dictatorship cannot be successful?
eh,
Look at Africa. We have countries that are so democratic
mhm,
but are led by dictators. They
mhm,
must conduct elections after every 5 years.
mhm.
But when you go to the ground, you find that no freedom of expression, no
Yes.
freedom of association, and those countries have working constitution. So let's
Let,
just thank God that we have a country that at least is accommodating all of us. At least we can talk freely about how we feel about the
mhm.
affairs of this state. Let's just thank God for that as we fight for better country.
um, I want to disagree to a larger extent about dictatorship, because dictatorship is not a good thing, because it means that the president has becomes the law by himself, that whatever he says, his decree becomes the law. And that is what was happening with the Kenyatta and Moi regime. And we saw how the nation was lagging behind. There is no sober dictator. What we need is the systems of governance, the systems that can work. And those are the things we want you people. When you go to parliament, Vincent, Felix, and Chapesa and others who are going to parliament to become legislatures, you are the people to put down systems that work. Put down systems that can punish corruption heavily. But I like the
Exactly.
way we have the constitution that is curbing the power of the president. That is why you see, whenever Uhuru tries, Uhuru can be a dictator, by the way, you people. Uhuru is a serious dictator, but the constitution does not allow him to become a dictator. Whenever he oversteps, the court tells him, no, you are out of order. Proceed, Vincent. And before you proceed, our viewers, you are free to join the debate today. I have put the link there. Keep, I don't know where you went. We are still waiting for you to hear your submissions. Chapesa and Felix also, we have lost you. Vincent, proceed.
In my own opinion, what we mean by a sober dictator, we are meaning someone who is fearless.
Mm-hmm.
You see, someone who is fearless, someone who can propose good policies, someone who can pass good bills. We need someone we don't push. We need someone who knows where this country is and where we want to go. We want someone who can inspire a brighter
Yes.
future for our people. We need someone. There are some things that unaona, even like corruption is so bad with our traffic officers. It is at the highest levels. It is
Mm-hmm.
known. People are fearless. Hawaogopi. The 50
Mm-hmm.
shillings are being handed out, as in hawaogopi. Even during campaigns, pesa inapeanwa, hakuna mtu anaogopa. Nothing you will do, you know. And there is this phrase that utasikia, hii ni Kenya, hii ni Kenya, nothing, anything is possible. So these are the things that we want
Mm-hmm.
people should forget. It needs that in 10 20 years time, Kenya ikuwa imebadilika, watu wakuwa wamebadilika. We have that, unajua tukienda kwa traffic, if there is an offense, kama if you will be fined, and also pia fine. Saa zingine mi nasemanga hata if it is needed be, sometimes hata there is no need to find people. Chapa
Mm-hmm.
viboko mbili na mtu aendelee na safari yake,
Yes.
because what happens, people have money to pay these fines. I don't know, people have money. Some people are not afraid to, anajua hata nikienda kotini nitatoka na bond of around 300,000, I can afford that. People
Mm-hmm.
are not afraid because of the system we have. The system can accommodate corruption. And if there are
Vincent,
no
do
better
you think,
system, we just need, yes.
Mr. Vincent, do you think we're going to be saved soon? Do you think the situation
No, it won't
will
happen.
change soon?
No. It won't happen tomorrow, and not the next day. It won't happen next year, not after 3 years. No, this is a long-term thing. We need to focus on the long term. It needs to
Now,
start there. It
Vincent,
is something that can even take us 20 years.
Now, Vincent, you already know the topmost presidential candidates in Kenya that are
Yes.
likely to become the presidents, because there is nobody who will just come or appear from anywhere and become the president. Already
Exactly.
the pattern is already drawn. We know, if not Uhuru, if not Ruto, it is Odinga. If not
Yes.
Odinga, it is Kalonzo. If not
Yes.
Kalonzo, it is Musalia Mudavadi. Um, do you think these people will save the nation?
Um, I don't think so much can be done unless they have other things. These guys have been there. They have been in all since the Moise era. Some of them have been there. Kalonzo has been the vice president. Raila Odinga has been the prime minister.
Yes.
Uh, Ruto has been the vice president. They have been there. They have been in the previous government. I don't think there's if they're still going to use the same tactics, nothing will happen, nothing will change. Corruption will continue. Tutaendelea kukopa. If these are the people, we are just recycling them. Unless wameokoka, I don't know. Unless they have other ideas with them, but I don't think so much can change. I don't know. The only
So
thing that is changing is the party colors.
our viewers, you can feel free to join the debate. I have put down the link on the comment side. Thank you so much. I can see all of you, Nick Nixon MP. I can see you, John G. Wa Bagiria. I can see you, Fagiria. I can see you. Joseph Mongi, I can see you. God bless you. Alice and others. The link is there. Today, everybody is free to join the debate so that we can discuss the state of our nation. Now, Vincent,
Nothing. Yes.
you know all these candidates. You know all of them.
Yes.
You
Yes, I
know
have said
that just a minute, Vincent.
the monkeys are still the same. Hakuna
Yes,
kitu imebadilika.
yes,
These are
Vincent.
the same monkeys. Kenya tu imebadilika, maybe ni miaka yao imebadilika na majina ya chama na colors za chama. Nothing else will change. Same
Because
policies, everything.
Vincent, just a minute. None of the presidential candidates that have not been mentioned on corruption cases, none of them. And
Yes.
our viewers, if there is any presidential candidate that has never been mentioned in a corruption case, you can tell us if I am wrong. Because
Maybe Dida akisimama
maybe
that
Abduba Dida, but I'm talking of the topmost, that is
okay.
Raila Odinga. We have heard of the molasses plant, which was a government parastatal. I don't know how it became a family business. And also we have heard that he carried some raw materials from the Mumias sugar, which was worth, and this is many years ago, 300 million. He has never paid. If we are to calculate that to today's value, it would be several billions. Yet we say Mumia is suffering. But there are people who are still saying this is our savior. But yet he has also contributed towards the fall of the parastatal, which is supposed to employ so many people from Mumia. We talk of Musalia Mudavadi. He was in the midst of the golden scandal, Golden Bag, during Kibaki's time that Githongo exposed. Nobody has ever executed that case. So he cannot come and say, for me, I am clean. We don't know. You have also been mentioned just like any other person. We have Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo is seated on a land that is supposed to be an NYS land, government land, but he says, I was given by the president. Surely, is the president supposed to give out public properties to individuals for political gains? No. Think of Ruto. I have had so many cases. So none of them can come and say, for me, I'm clean. That is why I'm criticizing the other. In such a scenario, Vincent,
yes,
what can we do as a nation when every presidential candidate has a case of corruption?
I think we are still going to elect them because these are the guys who have wamewao ndo wamejitokeleza kwa ballot. If there is another Kenyan who thinks they can change, hawajajitokeleza bado.
Yes.
So if someone is feeling that these guys are not going to change or we need a new kind of leadership, then we need to propose one. We need to propose a leader because hawajitokezi. There are people who feel I can do something different, maybe become a better leader, but hajajitokeza. It is the same people when you are mezoea this game ndio wanajitokeza. So I don't know, we are still going to elect them. Let's see if something is going to change. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a dilemma. It is, I don't know. If someone feels that, yes?
Yes, conclude your statement.
So if someone feels that maybe we deserve better leaders, better leaders should come up and wajuze pia, sell better manifestos, tell us how you are going to achieve them. This bottom up, tell us how you are going to achieve it using the constitution, maybe using the budget. How will it be implemented? How have you done your research study? Do you have the results? Do you have the benchmark? I mean, those are the things we want. Lead people, watu wajitokeze. If someone thinks they can lead this country better, kuja, come, ng'ang'ana na wanaume kwa ground. Let's see if you can win and if Kenyans will choose you. I know if someone better comes up and sell their manifesto vizuri, apige campaign vizuri, apange kazi yake vizuri, they can win. But if hakuna mwenye anajitokeleza, then we are going to choose ule mwenye tunaona ako afadhali kidogo you know.
Do you believe without corruption money you can win a seat in Kenya?
Yes, you can win. You can. You can. I believe you can. There are people who
Are
have
you
done it. You can.
where in Kenya?
Even
Where have
that
they done it?
Kiamba, I know. I think Kiamba
Because
was. Mhm.
because Vincent, winning a presidential seat in Kenya is very costly. They use billions and billions of money, if not trillions. And I think this one is to a larger extent contributing to our
Corruption.
leaders being corrupt.
Yeah, ndio warudishe hiyo pesa.
Because like now, if you don't become corrupt and here now, let us now even stop discussing about the leaders. We also discuss about the conduct of the electorates. They will not vote for you if they have not eaten your money. That has been the nation in Kenya.
Yeah, that's true. But what is leading to that? People don't have jobs. That's why they want the handouts.
But now, if we don't change from the grassroots, we, the people, we decide that we don't need the money for these people. We tell them, no, we don't even want a single coin from you. Go work for us, create jobs. We want to work by ourselves. And also, Vincent, on the same context, now we are discussing the behaviors or the conduct of the electorates, the people of Kenya, the common people of Kenya. I think it is very barbaric for anyone, no matter how you feel, no matter the grievances that you have, to take stones and throw to somebody. I think it's very barbaric. We have to change from ourselves, from the attitude, from our behaviors. That is hooliganism. Hooliganism. You cannot take stones and in the 21st century, such kind of behaviors, throwing stones to people simply because you are aggrieved. I don't know what feels that. Don't you think that's people hired you people trying to justify the action? But what do you think about that? For me, I feel it was very barbaric.
Yeah, it was barbaric and it was bad, and it shows the kind of the people we have, shows the kind of the youth we have. And that's why I said the reason why people are doing all those things and the reason why pesa ya campaign inapenda is because they use hawana kazi. There are no jobs. There are no, if there are jobs, there are not enough jobs to employ all these guys. You see, we live in a country where people earn even below $1 a day. So if a politician comes and gives you 300 shillings for the whole of the day, the youth wanafurahia, you know, and this is what is leading to some of the issues that we are witnessing in this country, because people are not busy. You see, someone was
Yes.
saying hakuna mtu alitoka kwa ofisi yake huko juu akakuja kutupa mawe. It is these guys who are idle, guys wenye hawana kazi, and this is what is leading to some of the issues that we are seeing in the country, you know. And now the politicians are taking advantage of them. They are dishing out money. Even some of the rallies, you have to
Yes.
tell people the truth. Some of the rallies, leaders pay people to come. And this is a serious issue, because if tumeambiwa that to come to this rally we are going to be paid 300 shillings, and some of the people are causing, trust me, there's going to be chaos, and someone is going, kuna mtu atapigwa na mawe because someone hajapata share yake. They were told they are going to be paid when they come to this rally. Some of the people don't come to rallies genuinely. Hajatoka kwa nyumba. Yes.
Do you think that is the reason why the deputy president was being stoned? Maybe
Yeah.
those people thought they would get some money, but they could not get the money, so they became furious.
It is very hard to say with 100% surety that that was the main reason, because one day before the deputy president visited Kisumu, there was
Yes.
there was a letter that was drafted of security concerns. Now he had been warned that there are some people organizing that are Pigwe in that area, and so I don't think it has to do with money, but someone was planning for whatever
So, and now you agree with me that
was
the
to happen
chaos
to the
that
deputy president.
happened,
I guess it was a plan. We can't say
the chaos
they were
that,
planned
because
because
for me, I strongly believe that the chaos that happened to the deputy president, it was not just spontaneous from the members or from the public. Somebody had sat down and organized for it for their own reasons. That
yes,
was
someone had done that because that one day before
Mhm.
this was known, it was known that there is going to be chaos. The deputy president had been warned, and there were security concerns even for that. And I think someone was planning for that to happen. This was something which was planned way
uh,
ahead of time.
if you are the one, Vincent, and you have
Yes.
received the intelligence that where you are going, there is going to be chaos, and you're going to be careful, what would you have done?
Um, you see, as a leader and as a politician, you use that opportunity to go there now. You need to show people that you're also strong.
Yes,
You're not
because
going to hide behind.
I have heard people criticizing the deputy president that we are informed about it, but you still went. And
Yes,
also, could it be, because here we are working with possibilities, could it be that there were people who didn't want him to go, so they used the intelligence, because we have seen the institutions in Kenya being used by the government or by the politicians? Could it be that they didn't want him to go, so they were using the intelligence to cause him have some fear, not to visit those places?
that is one assumption that we can make. And I think if I was also Ruto, I could have gone. I
Okay.
could have gone because with the intelligence they had, they also had prepared themselves. Walijua there is going to be chaos, and they were well prepared. I don't think anyone was hurt apart from the cars.
Mhm.
Those are material things, they can be repaired. And these guys were prepared. They knew it is going to happen. The intelligence they had, it was going to happen. They were ready.
What if
Hmm?
somebody
That-
died?
yes.
What if somebody died?
I think if they had known this is going to happen, someone was you are taking yourself for some trouble. The
Mhm.
security has warned you, the police had warned you. Don't go there. If you go there, you go prepared. You go prepared. Something might happen. Something bad might happen. But as a deputy president, I think that was very brave of him. It shows that he's going to face these guys. He's going to, even if by whatever means you fight me, I'm going to face you. I
Mhm.
am going to even go where you say you want to fight. So that
Mhm.
was good of the deputy president.
So, because we are almost winding up, Vincent, we have
Yes,
another show which is coming soon.
yes.
Um, on the same issue of stoning and the statement which was made by the former prime minister about the deputy president, can you give us the final remarks, because that was our main topic?
So on the final remarks, I want to say that this is politics, and there is struggle, and the deputy president will expect this. This is the first time that he's vying for this seat, and he's taking the seat from what we call the dynasty. Remember, the first
Mhm.
president we had who was not from the dynasty was Moi Kibaki, and
Mhm.
William Ruto is trying to come up as not from the dynasty. It is not going to be easy.
Mhm.
Let him be prepared. Politics is a dirty game, so
Can you
he be
tell the
prepared
people?
to get that.
Can you tell the people what you mean by dynasty?
I mean, by dynasty, this is where your father was in power, and now it is like a family business. Uhuru Kenyatta is from the Kenyatta was there. Moi was there during Kenyatta times. You see, those are what we call dynasties. Gideon Moi is still in politics. These are your father was in politics. Jaramogi Odinga was there. Now we can see Raila Odinga is also there. So whatever I'm saying is that Ruto
What
expect a
if
big fight.
what if I decide to disagree with you and say a dynasty is a hereditary kind of rule?
Yes.
whereby you don't have to fight for it. You are given simply because your father was the president.
Oh,
But here I see the scenario whereby like somebody like the prime minister, the former prime minister, is fighting for it to get it. He is campaigning just like any other person. Do you think it's fair if we call them dynasties?
I think that is what we are using the current, whatever we call them back here in Kenya. So, whatever I'm saying is that what could Uhuru Kenyatta achieve that was not achieved by Mzee Jomo Kenyatta? That is what we mean. We don't want to have a president coming from the same family. We want also other people to lead this country, other people who come in with different perspective. So Ruto, expect a big fight. Expect this is not going to be easy.
Now,
For me,
Vincent,
yes,
if I may take an example of a career,
yes,
if you are a teacher or a doctor,
yes.
is there any problem if your son or your daughter becomes a teacher or a doctor?
There is no problem. There is no problem if your son or daughter becomes a teacher, but it becomes a big problem if you are if you endorse your son not based on merits, but because they are family. Now that becomes a big problem. It becomes a big problem when you're the principal of the school and you want your son to become the principal just because they are your son. It becomes a big problem whereas there are better leaders out there who can become the principal. That is what I mean.
Now, Vincent,
Yes.
I believe God will bless you with a son.
Yes.
And maybe you become, maybe, and it's just an example, you become the president of Kenya.
Yes.
And after some time, your son has the same aspiration of becoming the president of Kenya. Is there
Yes.
anything wrong with that if he fights to become?
There's nothing wrong, but it is wrong if I endorse him.
Because nobody endorsed or has endorsed Raila Odinga.
Yes.
Nobody endorsed except Moi, and Moi is not the father of Uhuru. Nobody endorsed Uhuru. And in fact, when he was endorsed, he did not succeed.
Yes, that's true.
So will I be right if I say Uhuru is not a dynasty and Odinga is not a dynasty?
I will agree with you on 50-50. I won't be 100%.
And I say that the phrases are just being used for political gain by the
Exactly.
opponents, just to gain
Yes.
advantage over the
Political
other.
mind, yeah. Yes.
There we agree. So it is working very well for the Hustlers team.
Yes.
Because we can say strongly that we don't want another Kenyatta family, we don't want another Odinga family. We have also given birth to the children. The only thing that is bad is because these people, when they get to power, they don't work with diligence to serve the people, to serve the nation, but
They serve their own
they serve
interest.
their own interests and family interests. They enrich
Exactly.
themselves in a way that you won't be surprised that in some years to come, we might have another Jomo as a president. Why? Because they have the financial muscles, they have connection. So if the people are not careful, they can be ruled by the same family forever. And that is the danger. But if you become the president, work for the people without thinking on how I'm going to prepare the ground for my people to continue ruling even when I'm dead. Because that is exactly what Mzee, and I don't want to go on that ride. Those are the things we should stop as a nation. We stop being selfish. We let people do their politics freely without being supported by the families. Or if you are, for instance, if you get into a position, don't steal money so that you can give that money to your children so that they can use it to bribe people to continue ruling in the nation. So because we have already ended we have come to the end of the debate. I will not bring in another guest again. We are going to end there. God bless you. God do you good. We meet on Sunday. We proceed with the intellectuals hot seat. God bless you for being together with us. Again, I am Pastor Jeff. I'm here in the United States of America, Missouri State. God bless you and God do you good. Bye.